This is NDTV and you are watching NDTV Prime.
Hello and welcome. With me, someone in the spotlight who tried to stay away from the spotlight, but we could never leave her, and we've got you back. Welcome, Rani.
Thank you, darling.
2.5 years. Why were you away? हमको बहुत हिचकियाँ आ रही थी यार.
I know, but you know, I became pregnant and then I had my daughter, and I was really enjoying my motherhood, which I'm at present also enjoying too. And it feels great to be a mother. I didn't know that there was something so amazing waiting for me. And I feel that I kind of started really late. I should have started 10 years back.
I would have obviously got those movies.
Yeah, I think there is a pro and con in everything. But I'm really happy to have had Adira now. And in fact, my husband was just so, I would say, he didn't leave the fact that constantly he reminded me that I have to go back to act.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he just was like a hawk behind me, and I used to be like, can you just give me a break? I've just had a child. And he's like, no, we've had a child and this child is going to be with us forever. You can never forget who you are. You have to get back on screen. There are people waiting for you, so now leave that aside and come back. And on his insistence, I've actually I read Hichki's script when Adira was 9 months old, and I started the film when she was 14 months old, and now the film is ready for release and she's 2.
So we need to thank Aditya Chopra for this.
Absolutely.
Thank you for letting your wife treat us to her talent yet again. But when you began the movie, you actually had that Hichki saying, can I act? When you face the camera, that can I actually act?
Yes, I did, because you know,
you've always been a born natural.
I know, but you know, I think what happens is, like it happened with me, I don't know how it happens with the other mums, but when I had Adira, I think because she was a premature baby, I became like a hawk, like a protective mother, because I had these do's and don'ts that I was sent with from the hospital when I brought her back, and I just wanted her to be fine. And I think that involvement got me just kind of crazily behind just taking care of her for those many months, because I just wanted her to, you know, get to where the doctors wanted her to be. And I think that kind of protective instinct just got, like, you know, एक शेरनी होती है ना अपने कब के, like एक अपने बच्चे के प्रति, तो I had become like that.
But you've always been a type.
I've always been like that, but like, you know, with your baby, it just becomes
I can imagine.
Like, you know, multiple like that. And I didn't know that I knew I was emotional, as vulnerable, but I had become really weak with my emotions. Because I think that's what happens, you know, hormonally, or I don't know what.
True.
And for me, my most important thing in life was to take care of Adira, which it is even now, but it was even like many folds then. And I remember the first day that I was going for work in the morning, and I was like howling in the car, and I was like, what's happening to me?
The separation pangs and
yeah,
anxiety.
and just the fact that, you know, she's going to wake up, because it was the first time that I was going to be away for her for so many hours. And I was like, what if she wakes up and she asks for me, and what if she just insists that I come in front? And what happens in life is that children grow up, you know, and we should not get so mental, because eventually they all grow up.
Absolutely, you grew up, and your mother also had to cut the umbilical cord.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the right thing, you know, when the umbilical cord is cut, you actually, that's when you have to disconnect in a way, because the child becomes for the world.
True.
You know. And for me, I think it's been a great balance, because I had already conditioned my people that, you know, I'm a first-time mom. I need to focus for those 4-5 hours, and I need to get back, because if you keep me for long, I'm not going to be able to focus. And I think they kept to their word.
That's
and
amazing.
They left me,
that's
like,
the support I think all working mums need.
Yes, and you know, we used to start working at 7 in the morning, and they used to wrap me up at 12:30, and I was back home by 1:30. So I had the whole day with Adira, and that used to keep me going and sane. And we finished the film in 38 days.
Awesome.
Because we just were like focus. There was not one second or a minute in the film or in my filming time where we sat and we had a chat. It was just come, do your work and leave. And I think my fears and anxieties of the first day was more that what if I have forgotten how to act, because it was such a challenging role for me. Absolutely. What if I don't get it right? Because I've had this gap, and what if I blank out? And I just came on to set, and then it all just came back to me, and I was like, oh God, I'm born to be here. Exactly. And it belongs, and I belong here, and I have to do this.
And 2 decades, Rani. And you said in an interview earlier, your choices, you were too young to make your choices. Your mum determined your choices. But now in 20 years, from Tina of Kuch Kuch Hota Hai to Naina, how have Rani's choices changed? How do you make?
I think even at that point of time, barring a few films which probably my mum took, decisions, my decisions have mostly been with films which have a very strong emotional connect. And I think that is what has connected me to my audience. Because I take up such emotionally charged characters, be it in romantic films, drama, comedy, action. I think all the roles that I've played have somewhere been so emotionally charged characters that somewhere they have made an impact in my life personally, and because of which I've had affinity to those kind of roles.
Absolutely.
Wherein I've taken up subjects where the woman has been the Indian modern woman at that time in society. Absolutely. And I've always tried to portray that in the truest sense. And I think those have really been the turning points in my career, where every single woman has probably related with that character in some or the other way. Probably they saw themselves, they saw their mothers, they saw their sisters, or they saw a friend of theirs, or they just saw somebody who they knew. And I think that has somewhere resonated with all my characters, and Hichki is no such exception.
And also, it's the glamour world or the film industry can be an insecure medium, but you've kind of stayed away, not wanting to be in the spotlight, but always there in the news. And you've done the same for your child. You have parents who put up their pictures. You managed to keep Adira away. Is it a conscious decision? You're not on social media.
I think it is, because somewhere I have always treated my job as a job. I haven't wanted to make it my life, because I think this is quite an industry where the amount of love and adulation you get, you also get the big bats as well, where in one instance you are completely forgotten because of a Friday not being good. So it is in that way a very realist kind of place where you get to know your place in the industry with each Friday release. So it's very important to stay grounded. It's very important to kind of understand that this is a temporary phase. Even your down phase is a temporary phase. Even your up phase is a temporary phase. So you better treat it as a job and come back home to a normal family.
That's a very, very mature way. Not many people have this Zen-like attitude.
Yeah, but like for me, that's the way I've led my life from the beginning. Like in the beginning, it was me coming back home to my parents. And now it has transferred to my husband and to my daughter. And it's so surreal that when by chance I come back home with makeup, the first thing my husband and my daughter today tell me, Mama, makeup nikal ke aao. So they are quite used to seeing me in the normal, natural self. And I think that is something that gives me the oxygen to go back to my work the next day.
And your husband also likes to stay away.
So if I had to be on social media, I would have to have the phone completely by my side 24/7. And that's not the way I want to live my life. I want to give my child also the life where she goes to the beach, she goes to the park, she enjoys the life, normal life,
Do you sometimes get irritated when the cameras are around her? You've grown up in the spotlight.
No, actually, I will have to give credit to the media for this and the paparazzi. I think they respect me enough to be able to listen to my feelings. Like, when there has been instances where they have caught me with Adira, I have, requested them that just don't take a picture of my baby. And I think they have that respect for me, and they don't. Sometimes they do a little cheeky thing. That's why 1 or 2 pictures of Adira's have got leaked. But normally I think they let her and they let me be. And I tell them, Mera le lo, baby ka mat lo, and they kind of give me that respect.
And also you said now, as you said now, every Friday determines it. And you said your decision to do future films will depend on how
Hichki does. Absolutely.
I mean, you're not one of those who are like, next project pehle sign kar leti hu. You're actually waiting to see the response to Hichki.
Yes, absolutely. And I think I have to be that real, because see, for me, my priorities have changed now. For me, I would rather sit at home and take care of my child than to be part of something where I know that they don't accept me. you know, but if I know that there is a hunger to watch me on screen, my movie does well, and there are takers for my film, then of course, yes, I will get back and I will do films, because I know that there is a family of mine out there that wants to see me.
Absolutely, and we do.
Yeah, and yes, so the box office will determine it.
So we all better go and watch Hichki, only to tell Rani that we want her back. She's done a fabulous job. So I've had little girls who have written in. So Tara has said, did you read Brad Cohen's book to prepare for your role?
You know, actually, I kind of did a lot of Skype calls with him where I spoke to him, because I just thought instead of reading the book, I should talk to the man himself, and I should take first-hand referencing points as to what was his emotional journey like from childhood, because he had a very supportive mother. He had a bit of a turbulent relationship with his dad. And of course his teachers, because of the book that he writes, that he wanted to be a teacher that he never had. So, you know, to just go through that journey of him as a kid, the way he grew up, what were his challenges that he faced in life, when he did come to the age where he wanted to be a teacher and he went for his interviews, what went through in his head and his mind when he got all the rejections, like, you know, how did he face it, what was keeping him going, what was the hope factor, how did he, you know, manage to transfer that energy, that positive energy into his life, where he actually became a success, you know. So I wanted to go through that journey with him mentally to be able to get that into Naina's character, because for me the emotional journey of Naina was more important, because when I play a specially abled person, I want to show the audience their spirit, because that I feel is most important, and that is what they want the world to know.
Absolutely.
That they want to be treated as equals, they want to be treated as normals, and they want to show a part of their being which is so spirited, and, you know, which is so zinda dil, you know, ki yaar ho jayega, you know, and nothing is impossible. And I love to portray that. And Tourette's or just being deaf and dumb, that is part of their personality, but it's not the only thing in their life.